Hey guys, welcome back to my next art book preview video. This week we have Thigh Voltage, a complete collection of pin-up art by Matt Dixon. You can probably tell this one is quite a thick book, and this one is a hardback. Let's get straight into it. So if you manage to get yourself a copy of this book, mine came signed. I don't know if they all do. Maybe best checking on Matt's website for full details, just in case I get any information in this video wrong. But this book is basically a gallery book on every page, or what I mean is front to back. It is just absolutely filled with digital paintings, or paintings I should say. I'm just making the assumption that they are digital. And it's actually got some really cool pieces in it. This isn't the kind of book, I don't think you'll find this on Amazon. I could be wrong, but I actually got mine on eBay quite a long time ago. I was sorting through some of my books, and I decided I hadn't recorded this one, I'd make a video on it. Matt does have other books as well, so I thought it'd be a good way to share the artist for those that are not familiar with his work. So this book in particular is obviously Thigh Voltage. It's obviously going to be a pin-up book. You can see it is full of, well, pin-ups, women, whatever you want to say. I'm not sure if there's any nudity, but there's your warning just in case. I don't think there is. So this one, as mentioned, is mainly paintings, but I do believe that there are some sketches throughout as well, or some preliminary work, or whatever you want to call it. Sorry about any shadows, by the way. I got a really good setup for filming today, and then the lighting outside changed. Typical. But yeah, this book, pretty thick. I'm not sure how many pages it has because they don't seem to be numbered, but I would guess easily 250. I'll correct myself in the description box below. And you can see it is split up into like different topics or different themes. Generally, I remember a lot of these being sort of maybe horror themed, but not scary, just, you know, classic Cheesecake pin-up style. And for me, I really like this book. It's not my typical style, but it's got some really cool artwork throughout. There are some where I'm not as fond. The eyes are maybe a little bit big for me, personal preference. But then I think there are some that is really cool. And I always find this kind of work just really inspiring. I think this book is probably pretty old now. Or maybe not old, but it's not one of his newer things. So he's probably progressed a lot since then. But I haven't noticed him actually do much pin-up work recently. For those of you that do follow Matt's work, you might actually recognise him from books like The Art of Hearthstone. So I've got two there. So those are really awesome books. Definitely check those out. I'll put links again to everything in the description box below the video. I think I have 5 of those books, which currently is all of them. Obviously, they're not pin-up girls. They're more like monsters, creatures, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, that kind of video game, card game, whatever you want to call it. So more like just fantasy, beasts and stuff. It's a bit of a mix. There's some really cool work in them that I really like, the Hearthstone books. Matt does feature in a couple of them, quite a lot actually, but I don't specifically remember which ones. So some black and white, more sketchy work there. I really like that. I just think there's some really cool like character designs throughout. And when I looked on Matt's website just to get a bit of a bio, bit of information, it did say that he used to work for a lot of video games company, or he did work on some of the big titles. The artwork for things like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. There was a lot of others on there that I'm forgetting. Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean, and some other Disney franchise type stuff. And then I believe more recently he went freelance. And for those of you that follow him online or on social media, anything like that, you will know that actually recently a lot of his work, I haven't seen many pin-ups. It's about his robot character. I don't know the ins and outs of that. It's not one that I've actually bought, but I think he's just released book 11 of that, and it's called Transmission. I believe it's more like moody pieces of this little robot. You've probably come across it online actually. It's quite well known, but they're like different mood pieces in this sort of painterly style of this little robot. Quite often quite sad pieces, or I guess there's happy ones as well actually, ignore that. But yeah, it's pretty cool, but it's not one that I have a huge amount of interest in buying myself. Matt is also a UK artist, which is always nice for me to find a UK artist. Most of them seem to be from the US. I do like books that sort of share the initial sketch on one side and the finished painting on the right. But yeah, I am skipping through this pretty quickly. I will put links to Matt's socials in the description box below along with his website. Let me know what you think to this one. The other thing to mention actually before I forget is whilst this one is quite a big book, as you can probably tell, There is 2 smaller versions that have some of these sketches in them, or these paintings in them, and I believe they are the SQP books. For those of you that are familiar with those, they're quite thin books, but I don't own those 2. I'm not sure what the name is of those ones, unfortunately, but I know that I already have all the artwork from those in this one, so I didn't bother picking those up. But those are probably pretty cheap to get hold of and probably pretty easy to find anywhere online. I'll put links to anything that I can find in the description box below. But that's about it, guys. I hope you found this video useful. If you were thinking about buying the book, definitely recognise that piece. That might be on the cover of one of the ones mentioned. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. It means I can keep making more content like this. Thanks for watching, everyone.